Let's start with Vestavia Hills at Central Phoenix City, 7A quarterfinals. Allie Ford sends a bubble pass over to Jay-Sean Woodhouse, and he makes it 14-0 Red Devils. Vestavia finally put some points on the board. Bruce Littleton for the score. It's 14-7. But then Ford sends a shot over to Miami commit Dalen Upshaw, who shakes a man before turning on the Jets. Nothing but open real estate. He'd take it in for the score. Vestavia's season ends in the second round for a third straight year. Central wins 41-21. Hoover played Opelika tonight. The Bulldogs without head coach Brian Moore, suspended because he used a media pass to scout Hoover last Thursday. Chip English and the Bucks at full coaching strength. First quarter, Mac Beeson to Demarion Gardner, and that made it 7-0 Buccaneers. Just the start to an incredible game. Second quarter, Beeson to Amari Towns. It's 14-0 before the half, but Opelika would answer with a long touchdown run. 16-8 Bucks at the half, but then Hoover with a big defensive play right there. Beeson would tie it back up for Hoover in overtime. It would go to 3 overtimes after an interception. And there's a big play right there by Beeson, struggling to get into the end zone. Not just 1 overtime, not just 2 overtimes, but 3 overtimes in this one. Matthew Davies with a game-winning kick, and Hoover wins it 32-29 over Opelika. Thompson went to #1 Auburn tonight. Scoreless in the second quarter of this one. Thompson set to punt. The ball will glance off an Auburn player, and the Warriors' Payne Lewis will recover for Thompson. And then Thompson's offense took advantage of the turnover. Trent Seaborn will hit Darian Mosley for the touchdown to make it 7-0. Auburn's best drive of the first half. The Tigers face a 4th and 3 from the Thompson 30. The pass complete to Payton Plott, but he's buried under by Anquan Fagans and a host of Warriors, so Thompson gets the stop. Thompson's offense comes up big again. Trent Seaborn hits Dedrick Kimbrough down the sideline for the long touchdown pass. Warriors led 14-0 at halftime, and Thompson wins 34-21.
We're champions. The program is bigger than a week or a season. And nobody, I get it, but it was the first time in a long time that we've been an underdog. And it actually felt pretty good being an underdog. And our kids came in and played their hearts out. We had the best week of practice we've ever had. And it goes back to those kids understanding that hard work, that's all we got.
So Thompson will host Enterprise, who beat Baker tonight, 30-14, the final there. The marquee game in 6A was a rematch. Second-ranked Parker beat 5th-ranked Mountain Brook 30-16 way back on August 30th. Tonight, the stakes much higher in round 2 of the 6A playoffs. First drive of the game, and the Herd, they weren't messing around. It's Terrence Gaines exploding into the second level, and he's gone 57 yards, 7-0 Herd. The Spartans counterpunch. A long drive will culminate in the Caden Walker-Hoffbauer Archie Andrews connection. It's 7-7. Second quarter, the Thundering Herd start to choke Sparty out. Ohio State commit Naeem Offord makes it 14-7 Parker. And then just a few minutes to play in the first half, it's Offord again. Check out this cut, an ankle breaker, 21-7 Parker at halftime. Second half, that Parker defense. Hoffbauer picked off by Talton Thomas. He'll take it back for the pick 6. A block in the back, though, took the points away. Herd kept the ball and the cash in on the turnover. Offered his 3rd TD of the night. Parker wins 28-7. The Herd will host Muscle Shoals next week.
We got to take it one game at a time. I don't know who we playing next, but whoever it is, we got to respect them and make sure we do everything the right way every time, 1-0. Man, we can play anywhere, anytime. That's why I schedule certain games to let them know, like, playoff game, man, Mount Brook is a great team. They make you do everything the right way, so it was a great test for us. We kind of was staying in the second half, making too many mistakes and penalties to a great team discipline-wise. But the first half, we did some things well, and we finished some drives early on. The defense made some big stops in the red zone.
So it'll be Muscle Shoals playing the Parker Thundering Herd next. The Trojans knocked off the defending champ Clay Chalkville. Aaron Osley with a big run right there through a big hole. But the drive was halted by a tip throw and a pick by Marcus Johnson and a healthy return for the Trojans. The quarterback keeper here, good tough running by Cade Clemens. Muscle Shoals wins 31-21. Could Spain Park keep their winning streak going? 16 in a row dating back to last year. The Jags hosting Russell County in round 2, and that Spain Park defense was standing tall early. J.D. Bonamy with the TFL, and the offense was clicking. Second quarter, Dakari Shanks will go in for the touchdown at 17-0. Later in the second quarter, 17-7, Brock Bradley hits James Gregory, and Gregory's in the red zone. And then C.J. Cowley up the middle just explodes. It's 24-7 Jags. Spain Park wins 45-30. So who will the Jags get next? Well, it's going to be Saraland, the #1 team in 6A. They beat the McAdory Yellow Jackets tonight, 49-14. The Homewood Patriots heading up to Fort Payne for round 2. Only the second meeting all time between these two. We're tied in the third. Caleb Carson takes the direct snap, finds the end zone. Patriots up 24-17, but then Fort Payne responds. Wildcats knocking on the door. Carter Tinker plows through the line for a touchdown to make it 24-23. Wildcats go for 2 and run the same play. Tinker goes in, and Fort Payne is now up 25-23. So back comes Homewood. Caleb Carson will throw the fade to Kylan Newell, and he hauls it in for the 17-yard touchdown. Patriots go for 2 and get it. So they lead 32-25. And then Fort Payne cutting the lead with a Connor Hughes 20-yard field goal to make it 32-28. Patriots still led, but Carter Blaylock will put Fort Payne on top for good with a short TD run. Patriots lose to Fort Payne 35-32 the final. Fort Payne would get the winner of Hartselle and Oxford. Yellow Jackets down 14-0 in the second. And then Mason Mims got hot. It's Jalen Taylor with a touchdown. It's 14-7. And then a 25-yard beauty of a throw to Taylor again. That tied it at 14 as Mason Mims was getting the hot hand, and he would continue to fire. Under 10 seconds to go in the half. He rolls right, hits Nick Richardson. 5 TD passes for Mims. Oxford beats Hartselle 34-14. They'll host Fort Payne next week. Hueytown hosting Spanish Fort tonight over there at the Gopher Hole. Third quarter, Gophers up 13-7, but Spanish Fort scores to take a 14-13 lead. But Hueytown drove it right back. 5'6" Jakyler Ellis goes up the middle, and he goes down at the 1. And then Ellis will go in for the go-ahead score, and the Gophers win it 21-14. Coming up on the Friday Night Blitz, more highlights will take you to 5A, Moody, and surprise in Wenonah. The Blue Devils and Dragons next. Moody hasn't lost since starting 0-2 after losing to Gainesville, Georgia and Oxford. The Blue Devils take an 8-game winning streak to Wenonah for round 2 of the 5A playoffs. Moody punts after going 3 and out in its first drive. Well, that's the play of the week that's coming up later. That's Matthew Davies' field goal right there that won the game. All right, we're going back to Moody and Wenonah right now. Moody punts after going 3 and out in his first drive. Wenonah will fumble the punt. Both teams trying to fall on it, but it's the Blue Devils who recover. It's Moody and Wenonah we're talking about right here. The direct snap here to Caleb Goff, and he scores from 3 yards out. Moody on the board, 7-0. Now Wenonah's second snap of the game, Neil Brown is going to get picked off by Noah Hicks, and the Blue Devils are back in business. And then Goff on the keeper is going to roll left, and he'll go down the sideline, picking up big yardage and 1st and goal for the Blue Devils. And then Goff with a 5-yard TD to Bravis Cave Jr. 14-0 Moody. Blue Devils go on to win 34-0. So Moody would get the winner of Ramsay and Scottsboro playing at Pat Trammell Stadium. And this Ramsay defense is wild, shutting out 5 of their last 6 opponents. They were at it again tonight. Down 34-12, the Cats whipped the fake pump, but the Rams all over it, trampling them for a turnover on downs. Scottsboro getting the ball back, less than a minute to go in the first half. Jake Jones to Brandon Edmondson for a first down. Extra 15 yards for the late hit. But then with time running out in midfield, Jones will slip out of a sack. Then he lets it rip into the end zone into a sea of defenders. Tyler Shelton is right in the middle of them, grabbing a Hail Mary touchdown at the buzzer, but it's Ramsay beating Scottsboro 40-24. Other 5A scores, Clay Central beat Williamson 31-6. Boaz losing the corner 35-21, big win for the Yellow Jackets there. And Leeds beats Fairview on the road 36-22. Pleasant Grove's path to the 4A title game hit a major roadblock tonight against Team Rivers, former NFL great Phillip Rivers, and his St. Michael Cardinals. Cards first drive, Phillip's son Gunner throws a bullet to Brody Jones in the end zone. St. Michael up 7-0 early. Now the Cards up 14-0, but Pleasant Grove answers big. Colin Moore, 65 yards. Pleasant Grove down 14-7. Second half, they're down 21-7. And Moore striking again, a 30-yard touchdown to tie the game at 21. Cards answer on the next drive, though. Rivers looking like his dad here. The deep throw, Brody Jones, an amazing grab to keep a foot in. That will lead to a field goal to make it 24-21 St. Michael. Spartans driving. Caleb Freeman drops back. It's picked off by Brody Jones, getting the job done on both sides of the ball. And that led to Noah Moss scoring from 45 yards out. St. Michael upsets Pleasant Grove 38-24. The Alexandria Valley Cubs and Brooks Lions playing for a spot in the 4A quarters, and Brooks won it 41-35 tonight. Other 4A scores, Fairfield with a 23-22 win over W.S. Neal. Great win for the Tigers. Jackson beats Bibb County by 20, and Cherokee County by a touchdown over Central Florence. Good Hope also and Anniston. Anniston won that one 43-14, beating the Raiders. In 3A tonight, Piedmont powered through Lauderdale County by a 21-6 score. Gordo was at Fife, playing without star running back Logan Anderson out with a torn ACL. But the Red Devils have more dudes like Ryder Gibson, a battering ram when he needs to be, and then when he has to be, he can outrun the DBs to the end zone. The Red Devils rolling tonight. Cooper Harrison with a touchdown catch, and Fife will get the 42-14 win over Gordo. It's going to be Piedmont and Fife next week.